Will be very disappointed in this. I call the honourable member Barbara Stewart.
First, to speak to the Imprest supplies bill. The economy, Mr Speaker, requires serious attention, particularly now that we are in the reprioritisation phase that the government seems to be going through. They're not looking at growing the economy, but rather looking at growing the discrepancies. And one of those groups where the discrepancies is growing is with our senior citizens. In New Zealand First, we always maintain that how we treat our senior citizens sends a very clear signal of our status as a developed nation. And it is really concerning to see that this vote is decreasing year upon year upon year. It's not clear as to when we are ever going to see an increase in this particular vote. Now, in New Zealand, we know that we have got a positive ageing strategy. And one of those goals is around income, that it must be secure and there must be adequate income for older people, and that healthcare is timely, affordable and accessible. These goals are becoming an absolute dream for many of our people. Many of our seniors are finding it increasingly difficult to make ends meet. They're struggling. There is only so much that they can tighten their belts. When it comes to saying they may be able to find a part-time job to help out, that is absolutely impossible. There are no jobs for anybody out there. Young people, people looking to start a career, school leavers, nothing for senior citizens or for anyone over the age of about 45. We know that our living standards are dropping as our seniors are paying higher prices for electricity, for basic groceries, for prescriptions, for petrol, rates, and the list just goes on and on. Many of our seniors are now at the stage where they can't afford to insure their homes. Some of them insure the exterior of their homes, but not the interior. They just can't afford it. And I was talking to one elderly lady who said, well, if anything happens to the interior of my home, I'm just going to have to make do. The furniture's getting on anyway. The latest rates rounds are making many wonder whether or not the council's actually trying to force people out of their homes, because there's only so far that money can go. I know of one person where 3 home units were on a section and they pay the same rates as what a house does. And they downsized because they thought it actually would be cheaper. And that is not logical. When it comes to the gold card, we were quite pleased to see that some increases had been made in the number of people that actually follow through with discounts for seniors. Private businesses are participating at a greater rate than they ever have before, ensuring that our seniors have access to products and services. And we can only thank those people. People like Telstra Clear has even offered telephone discounts, mobile discounts for many of our seniors. But the bottom line is that it is time for the government to come to the party. We know in New Zealand First that we've got 2 bills in the ballot to help with this. One is advocating for an electricity discount for senior citizens over the winter months, and we'd like to see this go through. Cold homes are not the best place for our seniors to actually be in, and of course, once they are hospitalised, it costs far more than a 10% discount on electricity over the winter months. I've got a bill in the ballot that's advocating for 3 free doctor's visits each year. We know that if we can actually pick up on small ailments before they become serious, it will save money in the long run because our seniors won't be hospitalised. Mr Speaker, we need to address these issues. We need to address the growing discrepancies that are happening in our country. We know that seniors are suffering. We need to invest in our society. People do matter, and it's time for the government to take a strong point on this matter.
I call the honourable member.